One of the biggest myths I hear, especially from first-time home buyers, is that you need 20% down just to get started. And honestly, that's just not true anymore. There are loan options today that require way less money up front. FHA only requires 3.5% down, and some conventional loans go as low as 3%. And if you're a veteran, VA loans can mean no money down at all. But here's the thing. Even 3% can feel like a lot, right? Especially when you factor in closing costs and all the little things that come up when you're buying your first place. So let's talk about it. Something a lot of people don't know about, which is down payment assistance. You can actually buy a home with 0% down out of your pocket. In some cases, you could even walk away from the closing table with a check in hand, just like some of my clients have. And yes, this is real. Like I said, I've helped clients do the same exact thing using these programs here in Texas that are designed to make homeownership more affordable. These aren't gimmicks or secret tricks. They're real programs backed by the state. Let me just give you a quick breakdown of the two most common ones that me and my clients use. First, we have TDHCA. That stands for the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. They offer down payment and closing cost help for low to moderate income buyers. It's part of their My First Texas Home program, and it can come in the form of a grant or a second lien loan, depending on what works best for your situation. This is about the second option, but then there's TSAHC, the Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, what most of my clients use. This one has a few different options, including a program called Home Sweet Texas Home. With TSAHC, you can get up to 5% of your loan amount to help cover your down payment and your closing costs, or sometimes even both. And in a lot of cases, you don't even have to be a first-time homebuyer to qualify for this. And the cool part, these programs are actually designed to help people who are ready to buy, but maybe just don't have that big chunk of money saved up. Let me stop and let me just tell you about two of my favorite stories of my clients using these. So there was one of my clients. She used the down payment assistance through TSAHC. She was so nervous about not having enough money saved, which almost stopped her from buying. But her credit was in good place and she met the income requirement. Me and her worked together, and by the time she closed, she didn't have to pay a dime out of pocket, not even for her down payment. And then there was another couple who not only qualified for the assistance, but I was also able to negotiate with the seller to cover all the rest of their closing costs. And get this, they showed up to closing. Not only were all of their closing costs covered, but they actually got a check of $1,500 back thanks to the leftover credits and concessions. So can you imagine going from thinking you can't afford a house to literally getting paid at the closing table? That's the kind of thing that makes me love what I do and accomplishing for my clients. Now, if you're still thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how would I even start? Let me walk you through that real quick. First, you want to know where your credit stands. Most of these programs need at least 620 credit score. Next, what you want to do is you'll need a lender who actually offers these programs. Not every lender does. Some don't even know about them or want to do them. So you want someone who's familiar with TDHCA and TSAHC and just all of it and the process in general. And then you want to find a real estate agent who can help you not only navigate these programs, but also negotiate for seller-paid closing costs as well. That's where we can really stack the benefits and get creative on your behalf. The earlier we connect, the more options we'll have for you. And now I always like to be super upfront about the pros and cons of these programs because, of course, there's pros and cons with everything. The pros are pretty obvious, though. You can buy a home way sooner than you thought. You get to keep more of your savings for emergency fund, for furniture, or just for that peace of mind. And it opens the door for people who thought homeownership was years away. But there are a few things to keep in mind with these programs as well. Some of these programs have income limits or location requirements. You might get a slightly higher interest rate with them as well. And in some cases, you have to stay in the home for a certain number of years, or you'll have to repay part of that assistance out of your proceeds when you sell. Still, for the right buyer though, these programs can make a massive difference. So if you've been on the fence about buying a home because of money, Or if you just didn't know there were options like this available, this is your sign to take the next step. Send me a quick email or text the word zero from the number in the description below, and I'll send you a free guide that explains everything you need to know about buying a home with 0% down. We'll figure out if this is a good fit for you, get you connected with the right lender, and put a plan together that actually feels doable for you. You've got more options than you think, I'm telling you, and I'd love to help you explore them. My name is Mariah Zuniga. I've been licensed since 2016, and I specialize in helping first-time home buyers get into their home with 0 to no money down, and I would just love to do the same thing for you. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one.